Hi everyone. So I'm going to talk about the 1976 earthquake in Tangshan, China. So I'm just going to share my screen with you, and then I'm going to present my slides. So there is the introduction slide. So as you can see in these images, the top left is a destroyed building from the earthquake. The bottom left is the city directly after the earthquake, as well as the city 40 years later. And then the right is a woman being lifted out of the rubble. So then this image is of the memorial for the earthquake. So first, for the when and the where, at 3:42 a.m. on July 28, 1976, there was a magnitude of 7.8 earthquake in the city of Tangshan in northeastern China. The earthquake lasted between 14 and 16 seconds and caused a lot of damage. So for the why, the Earth's crust in the area was brittle and shallow, and there was a tidal effect from the active sea before the earthquake. According to the tectonic magma thermoseismic model, there was horizontal compressive stress due to the westward subduction of the Pacific plate and the upward compressive stress due to the mantle uplift and the magma intrusion. So for human impact, the survivors of the earthquake did not have food, water, or electricity. All the roads in the city were impossible to get to, and the relief workers accidentally clogged the last road, so the survivors had no access to supplies. So, for the people who lived in Tangshan, they had to make their own medical centers, and they also dug for the survivors. So, over 200,000 people died, and over 100,000 people were severely injured, and then over 7,000 households had all members killed. The bodies that were found were quickly buried in shallow graves, which later caused health issues due to the rotting corpses. But fortunately, 80% of the people who were trapped under the rubble were saved. So, to continue the human impact, scientists did not think that the city was susceptible to large earthquakes, so the buildings were not built to sustain this much damage. 93% of the residential buildings and 78% of business buildings were completely destroyed. The earthquake contributed to the downfall of the Chinese leader Mao Zedong because while the government predicted 9 different earthquakes, this earthquake was not one of them. Additionally, the response to the earthquake was really slow due to Zedong's rejection of foreign aid. So, for environmental impact, surface faults appeared as well as liquefaction, destroying a lot of the city's infrastructure, like the dams, the bridges, the roads, etc. And the region was affected by sand blows, which silted the wells and the irrigation systems. Also, areas south of Tangshan had a lot of liquefaction, and the large amounts of sand damaged the crops. So, some fun facts that I learned is that, well, animals can give warning about natural disasters, as seen because the chickens refused to eat and they ran around before the earthquake, and also because the mice and the ferrets looked for places to hide. Tangshan got the nickname of the brave city of China. Also, I learned that the experiences in Tangshan have been used to improve earthquake predicting capabilities, and that the Tangshan experience was also used to learn how to provide medical support in natural disasters. And these are the sources that I use. So now I'm going to exit out my PowerPoint and return to the Zoom. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was information.